Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to another stream on the campus of Lubbock Christian University. My name is Landon Parrish and I'm joined by Ryan. How's it going?
I'm going good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's been a long Monday for me, so I'm ready for it to wind down and get some sleep tonight and it be Tuesday. Mondays are rough sometimes. I need to get in the Twitch chat so I can see what everybody's saying, but I want to welcome everybody into the stream. We've got LCU going up against Marietta College, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're underway here. Yeah, there we go. And they're going to be taking on, I think you said both teams are at 0-1, so this should be interesting, as it is going to be Marietta, I believe, that opens things up here.
Yeah, it just seemed like just a very long distance shot, and LCU was kind of caught off guard with it. They didn't think there was just going to be a shot placed on target, and then they went back for it. But Marietta does take the first goal of this series. This series are best of fives, so there's plenty of time for both teams to, if they're in a tough spot, to come back and start a big comeback. And it looks like there's going to be a long shot from LCU's side here. It doesn't quite go in yet.
Yeah, just missed off the right edge right there. And yeah, for those of y'all just joining in, this is Rocket League. It's week 2 of NACE for the Plus team. And they are currently 0-1 playing against Marietta College, who is also 0-1. So the winner of this game will go to 500 on the season and be in the win column for the first time. So welcome people to the chat. I see Mr. Hackett in there. Appreciate y'all being in here today. And we'll keep going here as we're just under 4 minutes. Marietta College still holding the 1-goal lead. And you'll see Shadow RL and Snow, some familiar faces, joined by Squirrely on this roster. So we'll see if LCU's able to get anything going here. There's been a few shots. That one's going to get saved as well. LCU just trying to put a little bit of pressure. And eventually one of these shots will go in, we hope. That's not always the case.
And this is LCU's second NACE game as a team, so they don't have much experience playing together in a competitive unit against other colleges. But I'm looking forward for them to get some confidence going, get that first goal. They really need that first goal to get the confidence going and kind of get the flow starting. But there looks like it's going to be another one put in for Marietta. Off of, it seemed like it was just a missed touch.
Yeah, not quite able to reach the save right there, and they will end up taking a 2-0 lead here in the first game. This is best of 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Best of 5.
So still a whole lot of time, not only in this game, but in the match itself. You'd obviously like to take the first one, give yourself a little bit of a buffer, but what you'd like to see more than that is some experience and some teamwork being built on the side of the Chaparrals. Is not only is this their second game of NACE, it's their first time being on stream for a few, or for one of the people. They've never been live on Twitch before, so the nerves will set in. It's Shadow RL and Snow's first time this year being on competitively, so it's a little nerve-wracking sometimes, and it takes a little bit to get used to, as that one's going to go bar down. Doesn't quite go in. Very nearly had it, though. It's doing some...
trying to put it back in. Shadow gets a 50 out left. LCU can't really follow. Shadow is going to take it up with a good, clean air dribble. Puts it above. Quick follow from Snow. Just barely off target.
Nearly had that one right there as Snow came for the cleanup, but just missed it off to the right side. And LCU's had a few shots on goal, but not really anything to show for it here. How does LCU get themselves back into this match?
I mean, it's gonna take a lot of... that's a good team play opportunity from Snow, but it's gonna take a lot of pressure. I would think. I think they would build up a lot of pressure. Mm-hmm. They gotta have good start play, such as with Shadow with that air dribble earlier. He had a really good setup, and he took it over, put it high, so then that second man could come in and try to make a play. But they have to. Oh, that's a good shot actually from Shadow. That's something like that. He had a really good setup, and then he just took advantage of it. And even if he can't score that, if he puts it in a position where then his teammates, Snow or Jackson could come in and finish that off, then those are the plays you want to make. Those are the opportunities you want to take care of.
Yeah, it's exactly what LCU was looking for. They needed a goal pretty bad as we're about to be under a minute to go here in match number 1, or game number 1, should I say. Saw Jackson in the chat saying it's Jackson. They've got the same name. Yeah, now under a minute. Got 57 seconds to be exact. And LCU still finds themselves 1 goal down as it was Shadow RL. Set that thing right up over the middle. Snow was able to clean it up. And LCU right back in this thing. It's 2-2 and under a minute left. Beautiful follow right there from Snow to tie it up for the Chaparrals.
It seems like that aerial game for LCU is gonna be the key to putting in a lot of goals and eventually winning the series. So far, there's been, I think actually there's been 3 different setups from Shadow that has been in the air, and this is a good aerial setup from Snow. That was a great save from Ty Lanham, 25 on the Marietta side. It was a very dangerous ball that Snow had put up there, but Marietta was able to defend it quite easily. Mm-hmm. But they got to take advantage of those aerial plays where they can kind of bait somebody in, get the touch over them, and continue with it. And then if they can't actually score that ball, then once they finish off that play and that person who's on it finishes their touches, that second man can easily come and follow up. And that's what we've seen a few times, especially with Snow's latest goal, is Shadow RL had a beautiful setup over, and Snow was just able to easily follow right underneath.
And this is going to be really big if you're Marietta, you found yourself up 2-0 with under 2.5 minutes left in this one. And it has been all LCU since then, tying this thing up at 2 apiece. This would be an absolutely back-breaking loss if this does not go the way of Marietta. If you're LCU, you mentioned at the beginning, kind of just had to take the lid off the goal, and we saw another one come pretty quickly after that first one. Get that confidence, get the shots going. So LCU's playing it onto the side of Marietta, but once you get this next goal for either team, it's going to be a very big confidence boost as you will take the first game and go into game number 2 with a 1-0 lead and a little bit of a buffer to play with. So we'll see who is able to answer first, as it is going to be LCU playing it onto the side of Marietta. And Shadow RL is going to put that one in. 44 seconds into overtime. Played very well by Squirrely. Right over to Shadow. Played it perfectly. And LCU will take game number 1 here in week 2 of NACE. Another shot right off the side. Beautiful stuff right there from Shadow RL. Somebody who's got a lot of experience in NACE. Both Snow and Shadow RL have a lot of that experience in NACE. And you see Snow and those guys playing on this team. What's going to be most important for Snow and Shadow RL to do going forward to kind of keep everything reined in, not get too outside of themselves? How do you stay locked in during a game like this?
It's just finding that flow. Usually that game 1, it kind of gets you warmed up and kind of gets you understanding. You understand the team. You understand who's their stars or what they're more adept at, the way they want to play. And so the way that you want to stay into the game is you control the pace of play. Mm-hmm. LCU did a great job of that first as they started taking it up into the air. They used their aerial mechanics, which that's usually what they rely on. That's what they have much of confidence in, and then they keep it there. That's the spot they want to be. That's what the spot they want to put themselves in, because that sets up so many other opportunities, which, I mean, almost every opportunity they set up that way, they scored off.
Yeah.
I believe there was only one that they weren't able to find the back of the net off. So if they just continue to set up those opportunities and keep possession, because keeping up in the air keeps possession really, really well. So if they just keep possession away from Marietta and continue to put it high and make Marietta work for it instead, then the goal will open up so much more as they continue to beat people in the air.
Yeah, and we'll see how Marietta responds here after, like I said, going up 2-0. You get under that 2.5 minute mark. I know that's still a lot of time to play, but you kind of start to relax a little bit. You might think that you've got this thing won, but a couple of pretty quick goals from LCU, and it happened, both of them, with like right around a minute left. It kind of shocks you a little bit, and then Marietta eventually going to go down off the Shadow RL goal in overtime. So Marietta, we'll see how they respond coming off of a loss like that. And then for LCU, You mentioned it. The teamwork, the setup play is going to have to be very, very prevalent here if LCU wants to take this thing home. We'll see how that happens here as we get ready to load into game number 2. So all the players are just now hopping in to the second game here. This is, again, week number 2 for the Plus Division. LCU and Marietta College both sit at 0-1 on the season. The winner of this gets a much-needed win and puts themselves in the win column for the first time this year. It's going to be a quick shot coming out from Marietta. Had an open goal right there. Just did not quite get it in off to the right just a little bit. Squarely plays that into the other half. Shadow tried to follow it up. Not quite going to get there. So both teams being pretty aggressive here right off the start. You'd like to see LCU play it back onto the side of Marietta as you see Snow with the big clear right there, and the demo going to come out. Shadow will take that one. It's just going to roll back onto the side of LCU. Good defense right there. Shadow and Snow combined to make that stop.
Not very much boost on the follow. Shadow just going to try to see if he can cause havoc. He gets that boost steal. Snow taking it back. Very smart. He's got a good setup here. See if how quick he can get up. Double tap. No boost, unfortunately. Shadow with the follow. Can't find the back of the net. Shadow is going to try to keep this in here. Try to stall for time so his teammates can get some boost. I do believe there's technical difficulties on the side of LCU, specifically Squirrely's computer.
Does not appear to be connected to the match anymore. Not totally sure how this works, if you just have to reconnect or
usually
if they restart.
I mean, it depends on what kind of problem it is. If he's just having connection issues, then hopefully they can just connect it back. But it's not too difficult to get him back in the match. But
right now, though, Snow and Shadow trying to do their best to keep this thing within themselves and putting actually a lot of pressure on this Marietta team. Hopefully we will see Squirrely back here in just a moment. But for now, it is all going to be on Snow and Shadow RL. It's been a lot of possession now for LCU, doing a much better job putting the pressure on. But it is just a moment as the numbers for Marietta hopefully will not prevail. But it looks like in that situation, they're going to be able to get some pressure off of it. Good save right there from Snow.
He's going to have to make another one. That was a great control touch. Try to get it again. He can't quite make it there, but it's still put in their corner. Shadow's got a pretty good setup. He got challenged on the wall, but he's still kind of following it. I mean, I would say LCU really just needs to stall here until they get their teammate back. But, I mean, with the way they're playing, how much pressure they're actually putting on, they do have opportunity for a goal here somewhere. If they can find just a little bit of space or get a few demos, a few bumps.
It's
they
tough.
Can definitely find something.
You definitely have to be careful, though, down a man and being super aggressive on the offensive side of things because you don't have anybody back to play any defense. Your rotations are a little bit different with only 2 people. Not something you practice very often, but like you said, they are getting lots of pressure as that one gets close. Oh, he tried to follow. It doesn't quite go in.
They're going to have to back off here. They put a lot of effort in that play, and they almost were able to capitalize off of it. But now, this looks like it might be an open net, actually. Yeah, and that's just in.
Shadow RL going to put it in for LCU, as with only 2 people, they will take the lead here with only 1 minute and 37 seconds left. Now it's all about burning the rest of that time and getting to the end of this one. And that timer will count down. Still 2 versus 3. I think they might try and swap PCs potentially over to the other one and see if they can get that thing connected that way. That computer might just be having some troubles itself. But another setup to the middle. Shot from Snow just high and right.
Oh, and then that's a missed open net.
That was, as you said, an open net, and they just couldn't play it at it.
And see, that was one of those moments where, I mean, it didn't seem like LC was very uncomfortable with the fact that they were a man down, but that was one of those moments where you could definitely see the impact it had, as they just did not have a third man to stay back on defense after the 2 commit up.
but a big blessing from Marietta as they could not find a way to get it in. It is still 1-0. Again, LCU doesn't have to do any more scoring. They've scored what they need to so far. It's all on Marietta to try and even this thing up. Demo going to come out from Snow. It's set up over the middle. Shot from Shadow, not quite going to go.
Now you got to retreat if you're LCU. I mean, you only have 24 seconds. So if you just play the best defense of your life for 20 seconds, then this game can be over and you can try to get your teammate back. But there's low boost on the side of LCU. Great
Big
clear. Though.
Absolutely massive from Shadow right there.
That's going to buy a lot of time. Tries to get the demo. He does have full boost. Both LCU players have full boost. As outmid a little bit, though.
Oh,
great save from Shadow. It's 0 seconds. If it touches the ground, that's a nice game, too.
It is. And LCU playing one man down says we do not care. They take that one. It is best of 5. Welcome, everybody, to the chat. I've seen Jackson in there. Seen Mr. Hackett, Andy, Laney. All y'all, appreciate y'all being in the chat. Trying to see and read if I have anything going. But yeah, big game 2 for LCU, who now finds themselves only one win away from taking this one and getting their first win of the season. How important is it for LCU to stay within themselves, not get too aggressive, keep playing the way they have in a game where, I mean, it'd be easy after winning with 2 people to be like, oh yeah, we've got this. How important is it to stay within themselves here in game number 3?
I mean, it's so vital to not overthink things or overcomplicate your play. I've seen it so many times where reverse sweeps have happened. In best of 7s, they're very, very rare, but you can never count the other team out. All other teams are capable of pulling off such a play. And LCU, you know what's worked so far. You've won 2 games. Marietta, even that last game, was not even able to score a goal. So you know what's working. You know what you need to focus on. You know what you need to do more of. So as LCU, you just continue to play the way you play, and then hope it works out and make adjustments if needed.
Yeah, and I know it's easy to, at least for us up here, to say, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. You've won 2 in a row. But I know Marietta is going to be trying to make some changes, and it's going to be important for LCU to stay locked in and watch those and attack those changes as they come, and not try and be too predictive about things. Keep sticking to what you've done so far that has put you in this lead, and then adapt from there, I think, is really the most important thing as they're starting to load into game number 3. It is match point on the side of LCU. If they are able to take this one, it will be a win for LCU throughout the whole match, and that'll be the first one on the season for the Plus guys. So they're only in week number 2. I mean, they'd definitely be excited to get that win on the board for sure. And I'm not sure. I see Coach sitting down working on some stuff. I'm not sure what they're doing right now.
I think I see Squirrely back there on another computer. I believe he's loaded in. I think he's good.
I do.
I do see him playing, so I think he is back on the game.
Is he having to go through the tutorial right now?
I think that's what he's doing.
That tutorial is the worst. I hate that thing.
You can't even skip it either, which amazes me.
Yeah, that's definitely a big blunder on Rocket League's part. Has that always been the case? Has that tutorial always been a thing, or is that something that happened when they switched over with Epic?
I think it happened when they switched. I don't remember having to do any extra steps or tutorials before.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's been a while. It's been probably about like 2 nearing 3-ish years. It's probably about 2 years.
That's crazy.
Since they did switch and Epic took over, so I don't really recall whether or not this was a tutorial, but I know that the team's definitely impacted by it lately.
Yeah, Capital said it happened when they switched over to Epic. Just one of the many Epic things that happened when they switched. See what I did there?
Oh yeah.
And hopefully we can get him into the game here pretty soon, and we'll be rolling with game number 3. As I see him over there trying to log in, trying to get ready, and we will be underway in game number 3. I'm trying to check on the chat a little bit as well. No pun intended. Definitely no pun intended. Got the tutorial. That is proper use of that emote, Andy. Very good. Yeah, one more game, That'll bring us home here. So we're just trying to buy a little bit of time as we figure out what's going on that third computer. Hopefully we will be in this thing soon, but I'm not totally sure. We're going to take a quick break with them while they try and figure out what's going on, and we'll be back here in just a second on LCU Esports. I believe we are now back into game number 3. As you'll see at the bottom, all players are connected, and we are back underway here. This is match point for LCU. Finally has their third player in Squirrely back playing this game, and hopefully that'll propel them to a match sweep here in the third game. And like we said, just have to play within themselves. They know the formula as Snow going to start things off with an LCU goal. Only 30 seconds in, played that one right off the wall, back up to himself. Beautiful follow right there from Snow.
LCU and their speed, they're just playing very, very quick. They're getting the balls quick. There's very minimal hesitation. It's becoming a little too much for Marietta to handle. Those quick plays, those quick touches, all those things. Marietta's kind of slow to it. They're slow in the thought process and kind of slow as they that's a pinch, almost close, but as they try to go get the ball or stop an LCU play, and LCU's just kind of taking advantage of that, as you can see with that first goal.
Yeah, and something that we saw at the beginning, and you said it takes a little bit to set into the match. You've got to figure out what your opponent wants to do. We saw Marietta come out swinging to start this thing off, but it's been all LCU ever since those first 2 goals. Marietta has yet to find themselves in the goals since then, as it was a 3-2 win in game number 1 and a 1-0 win in game number 2. And so far here in game number 3, only a minute and 20 seconds into this one, LCU holds a 1-0 lead. So the defense for LCU has been spectacular as the demo comes out from Snow. Not quite able to put it in on the back side of things, but a good clear right there. Sets it on top of the goal. Snow going to play it back to himself. And that was Shadow. My bad. I saw the camera.
Follow, yeah, Snow tried to go read it off the side. Couldn't get a touch, but Shadow was there with the easy follow. Puts it top shelf.
Beautiful stuff right there. My bad on the snow call. I was looking at the camera because we don't have the middle camera, so I was looking in the bottom right and thought we were looking at snow. But that was Shadow. Beautiful play right there from him. He puts LCU on the board again. So this one is Snow. Nearly plays it, followed up by Shadow, and LCU with a 3-0 lead early in this one. This is exactly what you wanted to see here in game number 3, as the first two pretty close games, but in this third one, LCU absolutely dominating here, only a minute and 50 seconds into this game.
I mean, as you said earlier, LCU knows the formula on how to beat this team, and right now they're playing exactly how they should be. They know what they need to do with it. They know where they need to put the ball, how quick they need to go, and so far it's got them 3 goals, and their confidence is probably sky high right now.
And big save right there. Snow going to play it all the way back to the other side. Shadow RL also over there. See if they're able to get anything to go. Make this lead a little bit bigger. I know if you are an LCU fan, you'd love to see that lead swell up a little bit more. Now we are approaching the halfway point. We're at 2 minutes and 40 seconds here left, as that one is going to miss just off to the right. Shadow going down the opposite way. And LCU comfortably in control in this one. That pinch is going to go straight to the goal, but will be saved. LCU not able to find anything on that attack right there.
LCU has a little bit of space here. Snow tries to go get another touch. Can't connect. Shadow, low boost. Controls it to the wall. Can't really get any more with this. Ooh, a little misplay from Marietta. Doesn't get that touch. Good 50 over, though. Snow does also have a lot more time. Gets challenged into the wall.
Under 2 minutes now. If you're Marietta, a goal has to go in here soon. 2 minutes is still a lot of time, plenty of time actually to bring yourself back. But you've got to find something here. They have not had a goal in probably, I'd say, 9-10 minutes of game time. They didn't have any after the 2-3 minute mark in the first game. They haven't scored since then. So we're probably approaching that 10 minutes of game time territory without a goal on the board. So if Marietta wants to bring themselves back into this thing, they've got to do that. But Squirrely gets himself on the board, going to put a goal in for LCU. Beautiful stuff right there from Squirrely. Welcome back to the match. Places that one in beautifully right there. And LCU now finds themselves on top 4-0. This thing all but over. It's only a minute and 20 seconds for Marietta to make some sort of a comeback. But LCU wants to grow this lead a little bit bigger if they can. Shadow plays it off the wall. Good defense right there, knocking it back the way of LCU.
LCU's got a lot of pressure going on the offensive side, and they're really doing well at taking advantage of it. There's moments when they don't have someone to follow or items like that, but someone quickly goes and tries to get one touch just to keep them in, just throw Marietta off their feet, or just add some more of that pressure on there so that Marietta can never get comfortable. And there's another instance of it with Squirrely pressuring the Marietta players with, I believe it was two direct challenges, which easily set up Snow for a play because they were just too quick.
Yeah, and a beautiful follow from Snow right there to make the play happen. All set up by Squirrely, and LCU firmly now in control of this one. Only 46 seconds left. You never want to say it's over, but it's going to have to be a very, very tall uphill climb for Marietta if they want to get themselves back into it. And this defense from LCU has been unrelenting since the start of the first game. There has been no goal since it was 2-0 in the first game for Marietta. We are now under 20 seconds. And LCU wrapping this thing up, putting a bow here on week number 2. This win will move LCU to 1-1 on the year. And now we are under the 5-second mark. They're just going to let that ball touch the ground if LCU can. And that is going to do it. LCU will be victorious here in week number 2 of NACE against Marietta College. So that was beautiful play from all 3 players. Game number 1 had a nice comeback. Game number 2, very close, only playing with 2 players. Game number 3, absolute domination. What did you see from LCU that allowed them to keep gaining every match that they played?
Well, they've started off. I mean, they started off kind of slow. As Marietta actually scored, I believe, the first 2 times, and they were the ones that were the aggressors on during the match. But LCU kind of started to find the rhythm. They kind of got a little warmed up, and you see that a lot, especially with longer series. Is that first game usually? I mean, that does not tell a story at all.
Yeah,
because teams still get warmed up. They have to feel each other out, and LCU with those 3 goals they scored after Marietta started those 2 to facilitate that comeback in game 1, then that told them what they needed to know about the team. That got them confidence, and they just knew how to beat it. They knew the recipe. And going into game 2, even though they were down to man, Snow and Shadow, very confident with their play, knew exactly what they needed to do to score, how they could take advantage of the defense of Marietta, and then did that to score one goal, win that game, even while down to man. Then you add Scorley into the mix for game 3, and Marietta can't do anything after that.
Yeah, it was definitely all LCU in game number 3. Marietta really never had a chance. That's going to do it for us tonight, though. We've got a quick sponsor message. Thanks to our sponsor, Townsend Pump Service. Call 806-794-3993 for all your water well service and repair needs. Remember, water is life, and go Shaps. Appreciate all y'all being here tonight. Ryan, thanks for commentating with me.
Thank you.
It was a good time. We had Asa on production tonight. Huge shout out to Asa. He does an incredible job. All of the production guys do, but tonight specifically, Asa was behind there. So make sure y'all drop a thank you in the chat for Asa. And then all of y'all listening at home, we appreciate y'all taking time out of y'all's Monday nights to be here. Don't forget to be here tomorrow night for Overwatch. And then Wednesday we will have off. There will be a Starlink stream for NACE Premiere, so if y'all want to watch the Valorant team, watch the Starlink stream. Then Thursday, we've got Smash Bros. To wind it up for the week. So we appreciate y'all being here. Hope y'all have an incredible night. Y'all stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.